So I've got some quick updates. I guess I added a couple of sand sifting starfish just to kind of get through the sand bed. I wanted to ensure that I am siphoning the sand bed out, which I think is helping with my nutrients. Nutrient levels in the tank currently are resting about 0.08 phosphate, and I'm looking at 45 to 50 nitrate, and I'm trying to bring those nitrates down. And so this past weekend, I cleaned out the sump where I siphoned out detritus that was in the sump. I siphoned out the sand bed because it looks like I have a lot of diatom growth, which is great. And I wanted to kind of clear that up. And that's why I went ahead and been having a hard time looking for sand sifting starfish, but actually I was able to find our local fish store nearby. Did have a few for $15 each. So I bought two. I'm not sure if that's enough. I think it is, but I'll have to wait and see. I'll wait a couple weeks and maybe I'll add a couple of others if they have them. I'm going to be looking for some Nacerius snails, which I do want to kind of get. Some Vibex snails to kind of help just eat some uneaten food that I have kind of laying on the sand bed, which again, it's going to help with nutrients, as well as I still think I got to add more coral, and that's also going to help suck in some of those nitrates. There are some pencil urchins that are in here that have grown quite large, and they are extremely strong, moving rock work that I have planted some new frags on, and so I am worried about that. What you just saw was the aggression that my powder blue has towards my fox face, and I have no idea why that's the case. They're peaceful nonetheless, in every other way. My fox face is extremely peaceful, but powder blue seems to like to cause trouble. But so I have this checker wrasse here, so that makes it a little bit harder with a cleanup crew. This guy's about maybe size of my hand, so he's looking at 5-6 inches. All the fish have grown quite large, minus my 6 line. So now I have my hippotang, I have the checkerboard wrasse, powder blue, fox face, copper band, my beautiful chocolate tang, which is my favorite tang, and a purple tang. And so one thing I have done to start to try to decrease nutrient levels is not feed nori as much, and hopefully encourage the tangs to consume more of the algae that's naturally growing, which may or may not be helping because my algae level has dropped a lot, and I'm hoping it's from the tangs. I have my suspicion that it's actually mostly the Astorina starfish, which I am letting populate the tank. I am keeping a watch on them, but they are numerous and they are prolific and they are voracious algae eaters. Where they are located on rock, the rock gets cleaned. So for right now, I'm utilizing that cleanup. I'm utilizing the Astorinas as cleanup crew, and I think that's working out for me. So trying to think other things I did in the tank. I do run a CO2 reactor, so my pH is about 8.2 to 8.5 throughout the day and night, and I do notice that there is a lot of growth. My alkalinity was being decreased. I know that had to, I had upped that. The stylo and the fox flame acro were touching, and I was watching them over the last couple of weeks, and finally the fox flame had reached the stylo, so I had trimmed the stylo, the branch that was touching the fox flame. All right, so I'm looking at this Milka stylo on the right here, and then I got this fox flame here, and if you look right here, let me see if I can actually zoom in a little bit more. So these two stems are touching. And it looks like the Milka stylo is dying. So the fox flame is a little more aggressive. So I'm gonna go ahead, but I don't want either one to get hurt too much. The stylo probably is, not gonna hurt too much. I don't really, there's not as expensive as the fox flame was. So because he's a good size, I'm gonna go in. Sorry for my bad camera work here. I'm gonna go in with these and trim the stylo right there and get rid of this branch so the fox flame can, keep growing. We'll see if I can do that. I'm not sure if I can do that on camera, but I will see what I can do. All right, so let me pause. So all I did was just move the net and just put it on top of the other side, and that will give me room to get in here. Let's see if I can do this. Can we see it from above? Nope. All right, so I'm just gonna chip at it because I don't want to move too much. Let's see if I can get a good shot. Just gonna squirt. There we go. Then grab it. All right, so that is a piece of the Milka stylo. I'm just gonna put that right there. And it looks like that would heal up pretty good. This area here might have some issues at some point, but I'll deal with that then. All right. I'm trying to think of anything else that I did. I did increase the intensity of my lights a little bit now, so because I have a lot more acros in here, I'm hoping that that's going to help them grow a little bit, and that's been going on now for a couple of weeks. The last time I did this documentation, and so that's been working out okay. So yeah. Tanks, parameters, stability seems to be good. I'm hoping that today or tomorrow I'll get the results from the Fauna Marin ICP, and I'll let everybody know how that looks, and then I'll decide what I do, because I would like to start doing the trace elements. I don't do a ton of water changes, just very small ones. So yeah. Other than that, tank's doing pretty good. Fish are doing really good. Hey, buddy. No, why do you gotta do that? Why do you gotta do that? Anyways, you are a monster. Okay, that's it. I'm out.